Hello mystical being, welcome to my channel. My name is Haley and thank you so much for allowing me to join you on your journey today. So today's video, you're going to be coming along with me as I plan a yoga sequence. So this is something that I think would be pretty interesting to watch because when I first started my yoga teacher training, I knew planning a sequence took a lot. But then actually having to plan a sequence and do it all the time, it does take quite a bit of time sometimes. So currently, as I'm recording this, it's 9 o'clock a.m. So we'll check in with times. But I already took the time to kind of brainstorm and figure out what I want my sequence to be about. So I have decided to incorporate a new series into my classes, and I'm going to do the 12 zodiac signs. And I thought that was very fitting because when I'm recording this, it's the October 9th full moon is coming up, and it's a full moon in Aries, and Aries is the first zodiac sign. So I thought that was super synchronistic that idea crossed my mind. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be writing a sequence based off of the signs, characteristics, energy of the sign of Aries. Also, I do beg for your forgiveness with the lighting. My room is like a dungeon. Like no direct sunlight really hits my room. But I'm not looking for a professional quality, right? I'm making a sequence. So I already picked out our peak pose. Peak pose is gonna be Garudasana, eagle pose, because Aries have their eye on the prize. They're very ambitious, go-getter, and this pose is a little more difficult. So I really think it invokes the energy of Aries, go-getter, trying your best, stimulating that solar plexus, which is very, very Aries. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be planning my sequence around the eagle pose, building it up. I'm going to be using, for those other teachers watching, I'm going to be using the Integrative Yoga Toolbox, this yoga tutor book, and then probably my yoga teacher training binder that I have. Also, don't forget to click like and subscribe, join our tribe, become a mystical being today. I post other kind of fun spiritual content like tarot videos, manifestation videos, stuff like that, so make sure you check out the channel. I also provide spiritual services like Reiki, tarot. I'm trying to think of something to do with yoga, like online yoga. That's in the pre-stages. So don't look for that yet, but it is gonna come eventually. But yeah, check out my link tree down in the description box below, and I guess I'll see you in the next clip. Alright, so I'm starting off first by just trying to brainstorm some positions. I want to have them start on their back. So I'm thinking of supine positions, and I want to find a balance of reaction and counter reaction, right? So with the eagle pose, as you can see, you're very closed off. So I want to find a balance throughout the whole practice of opening and closing the hips, just so it's not like closing, 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 and then at the end on the cool down, they're trying to pull apart their hips and it's like, right? So I'm thinking something I could do would be like, I could go knee to chest, single knee to chest, knee to shoulder, half happy baby, bring that knee back to the shoulder, bring it to center, cross, supine eagle, arms out to the side, twist. Okay, I kind of like that. Let's write it down. Here, I'll fix the camera angle. Hey friends! Oh, sorry. My microphone's fucked up, so I have to use this, so. Yeah, ain't nothing stopping me from making content. Maybe obnoxious sounds will have people stop watching my content, right? Okay, so here we are writing it down. I like to write it out in my old yoga teacher training book this is like the final, this is the rough draft, right? So I'm gonna write this down. Also, sorry if you hear a lawnmower. Exhale, guide the knees over to the right side of the room, keeping your arms as pause there. It's okay if your arms kind of follow with the body. No. So inhale, unwinding the arms, allowing them to come in line with the shoulders. Exhale, allow the knee to come down towards the earth. Keep Yes, I like that one. Okay. So you go, and it'll be a gentle bridge because they're warming up here. Don't you hate when you literally forget what you just did? Bridge pose. So what I have here so far, I have single knee to chest, single knee to shoulder, half happy baby, supine eagle twist, bridge pose, then have them slide a block underneath, coming into a supported collapse bridge. So there's that balance of opening the hips, closing them, getting them warmed up. Oh, I should do supine. I'll have to time this out too. Supine knee circles. Get those hip joints lubricated. So I should put that above the knee to chest. I sure should. I find that people are more capable, or it's easier, especially I teach beginner classes. So I found that people, because I like to do knee circles for just to lubricate our joints. I mean, we don't do these things often, right? So I like to incorporate these things into my routines, these movements in positions we don't usually do. I think that this will be enough here. Now I have to do this myself, see how it feels, time it out with my cueing too. Process was 9 minutes and 43 seconds. So sometimes when you're doing a sequence, sometimes when you're practicing a sequence, it's so important that you not only write it, but you try it out yourself. Because when I was doing this, after the supine eagle and the supine eagle twist, I felt like I wanted to open my legs, like open my hips up. So I might add a supine cobbler's pose in here too. Oh, that would be good at the end. I'm not gonna add that in here. So in reality, this section was probably about 7-ish, 8 minutes, 7:30 or 8 minutes. So that's good. I like that. We're gonna rock with it. So lately, what I like to do is I like to write my sequence out before I write the opener, because sometimes it's just, most of the time actually, it's easier for me to do that. Something else I find super helpful and resourceful is when I pick like my playlist. I do my playlist based on the time of each section, so I don't have to be staring at the clock the whole time. I say, okay, I hear this song, this means I should be at this section. Or if I hear this song, okay, I'm behind, I need to kind of pick up the pace a little bit. So that helps me. But now we're in seated. I always have trouble initially on the back, so this should be a little bit easier here. So what I'm thinking is doing one arm across the chest, because that's literally the position of Garudasana. I'm also thinking something like I don't know. Oh, I could do Gomukhasa. Gomukhasa is gonna be great, but that would have to, the Gomukhasa arms would have to be at the end. I could do like a fold here. So now I'm thinking. One thing about me is that in every single routine I have a neck and wrist thing, because I like I mentioned earlier, I see it as an opportunity to work out the parts of the body that people don't really pay attention to. So that's what I'm doing here. So neck stretch, we're gonna do where you come in with the hand on top of the head. All right, so we've made progress. I was stumped on this one. So what I have here is our neck and wrist, like I mentioned earlier. You're gonna do something like this, and then like this, and then, a little neck roll. Then you're going to be crisscross, interlacing the fingers, rolling out the wrist in one direction, and then the other. And then because I'm always thinking of, or trying to think of like creative ways to stretch the wrist so it's not the same thing and my students get bored, this time I'm gonna have them flip their palms, press it down into the earth besides, and it's okay if you hunch. But when you do this, here, I'll turn to the side. You see my hand? You feel that stretch along the top of your wrist, almost like when you're in tabletop and you do those single, or like this, seated, right? So you do this, flip the palms, bring them behind you a little bit more. When you bring the palms behind you a little bit more, it actually gets that inflection on the bottom part of the wrist, or the bottom part. So you're there. Then, leaning back on the hands, bringing the bottoms of the feet to come together into your seated cobbler's pose. Taking one arm across the chest, and then the other one. Grabbing tops of shoulders, making those swimming movements, going the other way. Then I have a Gomukhasa, deer legs range of motion, Gomukhasa twist, Gomukhasa with the arms, and then your shoelace Gomukhasa arm fold. And these next things are going to be repeated. You'll be here, one side with the Garudasa arms, you'll fold, and then when we do the other side, you'll do Garudasa, but then a back bend, lifting up here from the side. You can probably see that. So instead of folding, so first round you fold, second round you come into that back bend. That's what I'm thinking. I'm almost wondering if I could do the deer legs. Because you want to make sure it flows good. So I'm wondering if I should do cobblers, then the deer leg, range of motion, you'll have to use the opposite hand. Okay. And then leaning back, bringing that right foot out. Oh yeah, okay, so we'll do that twice. So the deer twist is not twice in a row. Okay, so now we're just gonna time this out, so now you get to hear me practice and see how long this section is. So that section, I would say, because I kind of farted around a little bit, was about 9 minutes. 9 minutes, 30 seconds, I feel, which I'm okay with because there's a lot of important work being done here. So that's fine. They can be on their hands and knees a little bit less because I want to make sure they get a good standing, because with balancing poses, I've learned you want to try to get them up off the ground as soon as possible, so they have more time to get their bearings when they're standing. I did a sequence recently that was twisted hand to knee pose, and I had a lot of time standing and practicing balance, and they were able to do it pretty successfully. So that's what I'm gonna do here. I'm okay with that section being a little bit longer. Okay, I feel like that's good. So this is what I got. I have cat-cow, calf stretch, lateral cat, sending the leg to the opposite side, awkward side lunge, low lunge twist, half split, where you're on the knees doing a lateral stretch. And then this is something I saw on Instagram, which will be a great shoulder opener for Garudasana. You stay in table and you begin to slide your hand to the corner of your mat, dropping your shoulder, and then coming into this like half puppy, half thread the needle type pose. You really feel it along that shoulder, so I'm putting that in there. I'm thinking this will be plenty of time So we're gonna time it out and see how long, because I'd rather give them more time standing and more time cooling down than any of this other meat and potatoes here. So that was 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Perfect. Okay. That is perfection. Boom. I have gotten, let me just say, I have gotten so much better at writing sequences. Like, it's currently 10:19 and I started at 9 a.m. and I already have 3 sections done. I have 2 left, and then opener, closer, and then the playlist. So I think I'll get this done by like hopefully 3 o'clock today, so I'm excited about that. Alright, so I wrote some stuff down from standing and we're gonna see how this times out, because I have about 12 minutes left over. So they come up into a forward fold, turn their entire body, wide leg forward fold with the yoga mudra, just continue to keep those shoulders active. Then doing normal side lunges in the wide leg position. Legs wide apart, back bend, so you're more so pressing the hips forward. I found this felt nice because there's so much folding in. Felt good to press the hips forward. Then taking a Parsvottanasana, so you're here, turning the feet, you can't see my feet. So you're here, turning the feet forward, calming down, you'll see me do it. Then taking half moons, continue to get that little lateral stretch here. Forward fold, half lift with the half moon arms. Then doing chair with basic Garudasana arms, which is when the shoulders are just stacked. Then doing chair twist with full Garudasana arms. And then chair Garudasana arms on the tiptoes, and then going into actual Garudasana. We're gonna see if that's good, because I don't mind giving a longer cool down. Most people would prefer a long cool down, and that allows me to be a little bit more creative with what we can do. So now we're gonna time this out. So that was literally, I said I have 12 minutes for this section, 11 minutes and 58 seconds, so we Gucci, we Gucci, we Gucci. Alright, so I pretty much think I have the cool down. So I have them in a forward fold for about 8 breaths, then a child's pose for a long time. That always just feels good on my hips. Tiny, tiny mini camel. And then going into a reclined hero, holding that for a while, because all that chair feel good to stretch the quads. Just have them do a little tabletop twist, just to, get the energy moving, stretching out the arms. And then from there, having them come into crocodile, resting there, doing a half frog, and then from half frog rolling onto the shoulder, coming back to crocodile, a very mini sphinx. Just trying to get those hips pressed into the ground. Both knees to chest, feet on mat twist, cobblers for a long time, and then placing a block under the hips and then extending also for a very long period of time. So I'm gonna do this and see if it's good, because I hope so. It's 11:11. I have completed my routine, exactly 12 minutes once again, so there we are. And now I just have to write my opener, my closer, and make a playlist, but I feel like I'm going to take a break first. Alright, hello everyone. So I have taken my break, I've eaten lunch, and I have just finished writing my opener and closer, and it is 2:20 p.m. so I think my time frame is correct. I'm going to work on my playlist after this, That'll be about 3 o'clock, so my timing was correct. I'm the type of person where I really need a break in between the shit I do, or else I'm gonna give up. So I just took an hour and a half break, did my thing, but I did want to read a little passage to you, right? Okay, so this could be you in one of my classes someday online. So I have them settled in, and then this is where I start to introduce the idea of Aries, okay? In your mind's eye, begin to imagine you are in a mountainous valley. The flowers vibrant with color and filling your nose with sweet aromas. The grass is full and lush, providing a soft cushion on your feet. The sunset painting the sky red, orange, and yellow, the hues of fire. As you take in the scenery around you, the wind blows your hair and clothes, creating rippling effects in the fabric. You look off in the distance and see a pack of rams. You begin to walk towards them, feeling courageous and bold. The closer to the pack of rams you get, the more daring and enthusiastic you feel about seeing them. You can easily spot the leader. He has the most extravagant set of horns out of all of them. You see the leader being the first to try everything from leaping over cliffs to drinking the water, pioneering for the rest of his pack, but secretly enjoying the attention of being first. Feeling inspired by the fiery energy of this ram, you decide to be adventurous and go introduce yourself. You bravely approach the ram and share your name. He shares his name in return, Aries. Aries asks what you want in an impatient manner. He unapologetically lets you know he is on a mission and doesn't have time for nuances. You ask him who and why brought you to this mountainous valley. He energetically shares that this is the dimension where all 12 zodiac signs reside, and that each sign has a lesson to teach you. Just by observing me today has invoked the energy of me, Aries, he says. You see, Aries continues, even if you are not a particular zodiac sign, those energies and characteristics can still be awakened within you. Aries encourages you to practice yoga next to the pack of rams to continue to receive that fiery Aries energy. That could be you. That could be you laying down, getting ready to do some fucking dope-ass yoga with me next to a pack of rams. But yeah, I love to creatively write and get people in the mind's eye. Most of my students in my Sunday class, they're like, we always love coming to your class because you always take us to a place and we enjoy that. So yeah, that's my opener. My closer, I already just read all that to you. I don't have to read my closer to you. You probably don't care. But yeah, this sequence I really love because it's a nice build-up of heat, but then a nice cool down as well. And I tried to sprinkle the little characteristics and energies of an Aries in there, if you caught that. But yeah, that's pretty much going to conclude my video for today. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to click like and subscribe, join the tribe, become a mystical being today. Also check out my link tree down in the description box below so you can book a spiritual service with me like Reiki or Tarot. And also check out my Instagram link down below. I'm much more active on there. And I'm sending you guys so much love